Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's world, the safe space for wrestling fans like you. Hi, your host Alyx, just Alyx, and this is your AEW Dynamite review. Look, during this time period, more than ever, AEW cannot afford to slip up. I've been saying it for the last month. Since Forbidden Door, I've been coming up here, constantly reminding everyone we are in the midst of TV rights negotiations with Warner Brothers Discoveries. On top of that, we are weeks away from their biggest event, their WrestleMania, All In, Wembley Stadium, 80,000 plus. They cannot afford to let anything paint them in a negative light. Everything needs to be on point. And unfortunately, that has not been the case. Off screen, we've had some drama. We talked about it last week. Britt Baker got into a scuffle, a verbal tit for tat. MJF, Alicia took over the internet. But you know what? It was in the past. It happened in the mid of July, It happened in the middle of July, and she came back, literally tonight. Her suspension was lifted. She was gone for a few weeks. She got her vacation. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's not a good look. You don't want that to get out into the ether sphere. You know what I mean? You don't want that to get out into the opening, into the public eye. You don't want that to get out there where people are just continuing to speculate about how badly AEW's managed, how there's no leadership, and remind people that AEW's Bush League. But I said to myself, it'll all be okay when we get to All In, as long as this is it. But oh no, that wasn't it. News came out this week that Fenix and Penta Ekster Miedo are expected to leave AEW for WWE. The Lucha Bros won out. Apparently AEW tried to sign them, but they said no, we don't want to stay. We want out. Not a good look. One of your best, not even one of your best tag teams, one of the OG tag teams, the first people you signed since day one, they won out. That's not good. It's bad enough that we don't get enough of the AEW tag team division as it is. The tag team division is non-existent. When was the last time we had a tag match? Seriously. The tag team division is non-existent. Trios and regular. And now you lose the Lucha Bros? Come on, man. That's not good. But, okay. You lose people. All right, WWE's going to get the Lucha Bros. Hey, we might end up getting Bobby Lashley. We're going to get Ricochet very soon. We might get some other WWE talent that either want to leave or get released. So, as big of a loss as the Lucha Bros are, and they are a loss, we'll talk about that in a second. In my head, I went, over time, they'll be okay. So, bad news, but we'll be okay. And then the bad news continues. So, this negotiation with Warner Brothers Discovery, these talks about a new TV rights deal, right? We're all suspecting, and hopefully it will be the case, AEW will get a rights increase. They'll get more money, which is what they need. We need more money to run the company to run business operations, the last thing that needs to happen right now is for AEW to take less money. Because that's just going to dig things further down the hole for AEW, and then they'll have to release some talent. Or at least lower pay. Or do something. But then the news came out, and I'm not making this up, that Warner Brothers Discovery just revealed that its TV networks are worth $9.1 billion less than they originally thought. I'm going to say that again. Warner Brothers Discovery, the parent company that owns AEW, just revealed that its TV networks are worth $9.1 billion less than they originally thought. That means they had a net worth loss of almost $10 billion. How do you miscalculate $10 billion? Guys, if I gave you $1 billion, not $9 billion or $10 billion, if I gave you $1 billion, how would you spend it? You wouldn't know how. Oh, give me a house. Oh, give me a car. Go on vacation. What? Buy you a mansion? Buy all the, I don't know, game systems, get you a microphone, do a podcast, buy a podcast studio. You want a building? You buy a building. Couple million. You'll have everything that you want. Guess what? You'll still have like $900 million left. You couldn't spend $1 billion if you tried. How you lose or miscalculate over $9 billion, $10 billion? If that doesn't worry you, you should be. Because if AEW is expecting a rights increase, I don't know how they're going to get it if Warner Brothers Discovery is somehow miscalculating that much money. I don't know about you, but David Zaslav doesn't seem like he knows what the fuck he's doing. This CEO doesn't seem competent whatsoever. And if I'm an employee working for Warner Brothers Discovery, I am fearing for my job security. Because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of layoffs. So, AEW might have a bigger headache down the road. Now, Tony Khan did talk about meeting with David Zaslav, and apparently a deal is basically, if it's not already done, we're close to finishing it up. They are on the verge of finalizing a new deal for AEW, at least for the next 5 years. I don't know if it's going to be a rights increase. It might be the exact same amount. But we'll definitely talk about that when it happens. But that's not good news. You don't want to hear that from a parent company. Oh, by the way, the amount that we got before, yeah, it's actually $9 billion less than we originally thought. So, all that bad news coming out of AEW world. The parent company losing $10 billion, losing track of $10 billion, losing the Lucha Bros, the drama with Britt Baker. We needed a good show. 2 weeks out from All In, we needed a banger episode. And you couldn't even do that. Now, I will bring this up. Apparently, there's a big Tropical Storm Debbie, happening in the Northeast with the Carolinas. And so a ton of flights were delayed. And Tony Khan did tweet about that. There were a lot of talent who could not make tonight's show. However, he also did say that the people who were supposed to be on the show, if not all of them, made the show. MJF apparently had to travel, and I mean, he drove, if I'm not mistaken, right? He drove 10 hours. He drove 10 hours to make this show. But he still made it. And hopefully, Hopefully everybody else that didn't is okay. But thankfully he did, because if MJF was not on this show, I would be calling this one of the worst episodes to ever come out of AEW. It still might be. But the saving grace of tonight's show was the opener. And you know what? The main event was solid. It was solid. Although I have my issue with it. The opener was easily the best thing about this show. Outside of that, this show sucked. And I have been someone that has been praising the living hell out of AEW. I said weeks ago that AEW might have found its mojo again. But I hesitated saying that. I hesitated going all in with that because I said to myself, I've been here before with AEW. I've been here before where they've gone on a long streak of good episodes and then out of nowhere, they fall flat. Tonight is an example of that. When they needed to knock it out of the park, perhaps more than ever, they gave us an episode of Rampage. This is literally a 2-hour Rampage. What are you doing? You are 2 weeks away from All In, and this is the episode you give us? You started off with a banger match, by the way. MJF, what do you expect? Kyle Fletcher, good wrestler. And then, of course, that built into MJF and Will Ospreay. No issues with that. Had the right story behind it, plus a great match as well. We were off to a good start. Literally, the moment that segment ended, it all fell downhill. Half of the matches on this show, I'm sitting here going, why are we doing this? How does this tie into All In? And then we get all the way to the main event. And you'll have to forgive me. You'll have to forgive me because Jeff Jarrett cut one of the best promos. One of the best promos I've ever was privileged to listen to from an AEW talent. On YouTube, about Owen Hart. I understand why a lot of fans in the AEW universe, or AEW, I don't even know what to call them, the tribe of AEW, the people who usually watch AEW, that fan base. I understand why they're so high on Jeff Jarrett. But you have to understand, when I just got done watching a brand new group, well, 2 brand new groups called the Wyatt Six and American Made, main eventing one of the best Raws, the best WWE Raws all year. This upcoming Friday Night SmackDown, we're going to have Roman Reigns come back to take on Solo Sikoa, who is a new main event player. Should he be a main event player? Is he cutting out? Maybe not as much as we thought at least we thought he should be. Right? But at least it's someone new. At least WWE is giving him a shot. He might not be carrying the ball very well, but they gave him a shot. It's someone new. Do you understand the optics of having Jeff Jarrett in your main event in 2024? Jeff Jarrett was main eventing TNA 20 years ago. He was main eventing WCW 25 years ago. And now he's main eventing Dynamite? Do you not understand the optics of that? I get it. I get it. He cut a great promo. I'm not saying he can't be involved. I'm not saying he can't play a role. But why is he main eventing your shows? Why? What did this do? I genuinely believe that AEW could have completely missed this entire episode. They could have absolutely skipped this entire episode of Dynamite and it would not have affected a goddamn thing. The sad part about Jeff Jarrett, many being the show, was that it wasn't even the worst thing on tonight's Dynamite. That says something. When Jeff Jarrett main eventing your show in 2024 isn't the worst thing to happen on tonight's show. They were on a good run. They were doing so well. You had 4 weeks. 4 straight. I might give him 5. Last week's was okay. It was alright. I'm not gonna say it was, like, spectacular. But 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, those 4 episodes were absolute bangers. Absolute bangers. And then you get this episode. And then you're reminded, oh, yeah, AEW still needs to do some work. That's terrible. That's terrible. And it's going to be those AEW shills that'll come up here and say, it was great, it was great, it was great. Like Tony Khan. It's great, guys. Eventually, we're going to get to a point with AEW where we just stop saying things are great for the sake of saying it because it's not WWE. Is anybody else just sick of saying that? Is anybody else just sick of this idea that AEW has to be great because it's not WWE? Guys, Vince is gone. This is a totally different monster. You have to understand why I'm bothered, why this really bothers me as a viewer, as a supporter of AEW. This is a very, very, very crucial period. And with all of these walls caving in, Warner Brothers Discovery, All In coming your way, and guess what? You're not going to get a break after All In because now you got All Out, and then you got Grand Slam, and then you got Wrestle Dream. So they're not going to have a chance to breathe for a while. They cannot afford to have any more episodes like this. So I'm going to need next week's episode and then the one after that to be absolute bangers. Because this wasn't it. And we'll get into the review and I'll tell you why this wasn't it. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to go ahead and do the preliminary stuff. We're going to go ahead and do the shout outs, the sponsorship. Say hello to the people. Get your super chats in. And then we'll start things off with Dynamite. And then we'll end with the Lucha Bros. Because I'm sorry. I'm not going to waste any more time talking about Dynamite. See, this is why we need Shane McMahon. Again, I ask you. What do they have to lose? Holy shit, this show was awful. At least Shane McMahon would have added some interest to it. And yes, we'll definitely talk about the Taco Bell commercial airing during Jack Perry's promo. And other production issues. Because there are multiple ones. Let's go ahead and get things started. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, follow us on Discord, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt. Join the club. Become a Just Alyx guy. Also, get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. And while it's hot, and while it's still available, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My America t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the partners for tonight's broadcast. Ekster Wallet, changing the way you carry your items one day at a time. I can help you get 30% off any purchase from the Ekster Wallet website. Get you a little sleek little wallet. Minimalistic, but if you try and get the girls, or maybe you're a girl and you want to impress your guy, you want to impress your dude, trust me, this is a layup. So how's about we get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shoutouts. Today's video is sponsored by Ekster. In today's age, old leather wallets are a thing of the past. People are looking for something more efficient. That's where Ekster comes in. It can fit in your front pocket or any other space convenient for your access. It is the perfect smart wallet for minimalists that only carry essential items such as credit cards and IDs. It also has a cool pop-up feature that allows you to see what's inside, so you always know what you're getting out. Plus, it comes with its own tracker that connects with your phone, so if you ever misplace it, you can instantly find it. Amazing designs, amazing features, all at amazing prices. And today, if you click the link down below and use the promo code JUSTALEX, you can get 30% off any purchase you make. I truly believe this is a great gift and it's changing the way people carry their items. So don't hesitate. Use the link below and get you a wallet today. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. You could be anywhere here in the YouTube space getting a great review from other people here in the wrestling community, but you chose me and I am grateful. So while you're at it, show some love to the Mod Squad. Ultra, Shiny Night 7 Fire Heart, Alyx, Adina, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway Dealing Danger. And of course, Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like me. Now, I see them likes are a little low for the amount of people are in here. So how's about we get them likes up? The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Shout outs, let's get them in. YouTube member Higurashi is in the building. He says, so I guess it wasn't worth watching tonight. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Don't torture yourself. Don't do it. JJ, who let the dogs out? Who. Bulldog in the building. Good to have you here. I see Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Samantha Poole, from the land of A&B Combos. Good to have you here, Samantha. The 6 Horror Kingmen. Interesting. The 6 Horror Kingmen. Nice name. Aaron Teagle. Sean Swaby. Baby! And his house. Joseph Winters. I also see Dream Ultra Crazy. That's a new one. Dream Ultra Crazy. Josh Wint. That's another new one. Zaslav was brought in because the previous execs didn't know what they were doing. And Zaslav isn't showing us anything different either. So doesn't Zaslav, apparently. Tony Hayes says if I said his name, he would like the video. Well, I said your name. Say his name as the like will appear. I believe in Tony Hayes. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, Tony. We can't do that. Sorry. Pikachu Black, Road Punk, Xeno Enigma. Listening while playing some Valorant? What's that? Valorant? I watched only the opening match, then dipped out of AEW. Well, you probably want the only one. Robin sucks. And the last one's gonna go to Mike Pringle. Mr. Mike Pringle said Jarrett versus Danielson was more entertaining than the Lightning Truck. On that note, thank you all so much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and move things along here. I am going to pause super chats. If you have your super chats, please get them in. We will play them at the end of the stream. But as always, I am grateful to have you all here. Oh boy, let's wrap this up quickly. This might be the quickest review I've ever done. AEW Dynamite was live from the LJVM Coliseum in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Again, prayers are out to all the people suffering through Tropical Storm Debbie, which is raging all over the Northeast right now. The attendance was the usual, 2,000? I'm actually going to look it up because I'm very curious to know what they did. I think it might have been a bit bigger than their usual because I was able to audibly hear them for the most part when the show was good, especially for that opening segment. So, it was about 2,700, give or take, maybe 3K. Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's not great either, because in comparison from 1,200 or 1,500, which is what they average now, 2,700 is better than their average. The fact that I'm even saying that, 2,700 is better than their average. I heard them. That's what matters. They opened up with the United States or North American champion. Can't say in the United States. United States is copyrighted by WWE. The North American champion, MJF, took on Kyle Fletcher in the opening contest. No commercial breaks. They went straight for 30 minutes uninterrupted. Match was great. Not as good as Will Ospreay versus MJF, but definitely a great match to watch. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I got to say about it. Great match. The story was after MJF, before MJF beat him, we had Don Callis get involved, throwing a screwdriver and telling Kyle Fletcher to use it. But like Will Ospreay, Kyle has a conscience, so he didn't use it. MJF took advantage with a low blow and then hit him with that brain buster and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Then after the match, he mutilates Kyle Fletcher with the diamond ring on his finger, busts him open, makes him a sacrifice, a lamb sacrifice for Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay comes out in time to save Kyle from suffering any kind of permanent damage. And as you know, you hurt Will Ospreay's friend. And so now Will's getting even more angry. Before long, he is going to hit the finishing blow on MJF. He wants to end MJF's career for the sake of his friend. Again, the best thing that happened on tonight. There was a story behind it. It was executed very well. And we had a great match. And so I'm thinking, okay, so we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start, Dynamite. Let's see what you can do. Immediately, almost immediately, things went south. And I mean this wholeheartedly. So Mariah May took on this woman named Viva Van, right? And beat for beat, and I'm not making this up, this was the exact same segment we got. It either was 2 weeks ago or last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Mariah May, it was 2 weeks ago. That was the last banger episode they had. Mariah May beats the jobber, and then Toni Storm runs out and attacks her, and then security and officials break them up. Literally the exact same segment. And I'm sitting here like, are you serious, bruh? Did they actually do the exact same segment twice, just with a different jobber? You got nothing else? No other way to build to this match? You had an excellent angle. One of the best angles all year when Mariah May won the Owen Hart Cup and attacked Toni Storm. Man, that had me on the edge of my seat. I said, this is awesome. I can't wait to see what they do with it. Tony Khan had my interest. And then now it's like, we don't know what to do with it. You give us a great angle, and now it's like, okay, I guess we'll just have them almost kill each other, but not really. I would like to see something new here. You know what I mean? Someone's correcting me once again. It's not North American, it's American Championship. You get it. Red, white, and blue. America title. How about that? Yeah, but you had a great angle. An amazing angle. One of your best angles all year. That's not a story. That's an angle. A story is a continuation, beginning, middle, and end. You had me. Long-term storytelling. Great build-up. Great payoff for that turn. Now you need to continue it all the way to All In. Right now, it ain't looking like you're going to do a very good job, because you're not doing a very good job. So that irritated the hell out of me. And so I said, you know what? We got an entire hour left. Let's see what we can do. We do a Jack Perry promo where he's backstage watching some monitors. I think he's watching blood and guts footage. And then right in the middle of it, a Taco Bell commercial interrupts him. He's interrupted by a Taco Bell commercial. So we don't even see the entire promo. Oh, I said, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. How do you flub that up? How do you flub that up? Horrible. Can you at least post a full promo on social media so we can see it? That was bad. Darby Allin has his promo next, basically saying, I didn't set Jack Perry on fire because I want to beat his ass at All In. That's why. Okay, Darby, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Bryan Keith. Chris Jericho. Big Bill. Learning Tree. So, Chris Jericho was on commentary while Bryan Keith took on Katsuyori Shibata. And Chris Jericho. Hi guys. Hey, everybody didn't like my match, but I heard that Dave Meltzer gave it 4 stars. You're hearing him say this shit because he's trying to sound smart and hip and now. Oh, look at me. I'm with it. I'm with the internet crowd. I'm with the wrestling community. And it sounds so forced. It sounds like that grandpa who thinks he's hip, but he's completely out of touch, and it's embarrassing. Commentary completely killed this match. The match was already a nothing match, because I'm sitting here going, why are we doing this match? How is this building to All In? Why are we doing this? Katsuyori Shibata beats Bryan Keith, and then the Learning Tree end up attacking Katsuyori Shibata, and then Hook comes out, makes the save, runs off Chris Jericho. I said to myself, okay, if we're going to do Chris Jericho versus Hook at All In, I'm going to need Hook to destroy Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho needs to go away. I've had it. I've given this gimmick enough time to work for me. It's been months. It sucks. I already did a video about Chris Jericho. I recommend you guys go watch it. I think Chris Jericho has lost his touch. This gimmick is his worst gimmick ever. It's his worst one. It sucks. It's literally making me lose respect for Chris Jericho. It's not elevating anybody. It's actually making everyone involved look worse. So, if Hook is going to fight Chris Jericho at All In, and please, for the love of God, that better be what we're doing, then Hook needs to squash Jericho. Get that FTW title off of him and send him away. He needs to go away and come back revamped, because this sucks. I'm done. I've tried. I have tried my best to give Chris Jericho the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this new gimmick. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It's absolute dog shit. Not even in a good heel way where I want to see him get beat. I don't want to see him at all. Makes me want to change the goddamn channel. The sooner he can be off of my goddamn TV set, the better. Seriously, revamp yourself, man. Do something. Hangman Page cuts a promo saying he still wants to get back at Swerve Stickland. That's all he thinks about. That's all he cares about. He will find a way to get what he wants. Beast Mortos. Roderick Strong and Rouge take on FTR and Orange Cassidy. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Because 6-man tag, wrestling, whoopee. So the match happened, FTR and Orange Cassidy win, woo. And then afterwards, FTR and the Acclaim get into a tit for tat. They tease fighting, and I'm sitting here like, why couldn't we just focus on that? Like, if the feud that we're, maybe not even a feud, but if the angle is FTR and, of course, the Acclaimed, focus on that. Why not focus on that? Why did you need to do that 6-man tag? And isn't this the same 6-man tag? Outside of FTR being involved? Well, we gotta have Orange Cassidy in the show. Why do we need to have him on the show? Why? Who said that? Oh my god. Oh, y'all. This was a chore. This was a chore, man. Chris Jericho. See, now I'm getting names mixed up. Christian Cage. Oh god, why did I ever do that to him? Christian Cage and the Patriarchy are basically putting out the challenge to have a match at All In, and they named the House of Black and the Bang Bang Gang. They're gonna have a match on Saturday, Collision, and the winners get to fight Christian Cage at All In. Let me guess, there are no winners, and so both trios teams get to fight the Patriarchy at All In, right? Fuck it, right? Who cares? Who cares? Let's just throw shit against the wall at this point. The booking on this show is god awful. Camille, of course, the muscle of Mercedes Moné, beat 2 jobbers. Don't know their names. Don't ask me because I'm not going to remember it. But they beat 2 jobbers. It was a literal squash match. 2-on-1. She was fucking a monster. She was a beast, whatever. After the match, Mercedes gets on the microphone and tells us to say hello to the Brick House and your CEO and to not waste their breath chanting for Britt Baker, DMD, because she's not here. Here comes Tony Schiavone. Hey, guess what? Britt's suspension has been lifted. Tony Khan overrated the Young Bucks because the Young Bucks suspended Britt Baker, apparently, storyline-wise. And Tony Khan said, nope, she's not suspended. Again, what's the point of having the Young Bucks as authority figures if Tony Khan can just change the rules? He can just unsuspend or flip everything that they decide on its head. Reverse everything. Completely neutered the heat. Absolutely neutered the heat of the Young Bucks and whatever this stable is. It's terrible. But Britt Baker's back, and she cuts a promo via satellite. Yeah. So she appeared on the Titantron. She tells Mercedes she can get a bodyguard and get her suspended, but she can't run. And when she makes her return, she gonna get her hands on her. She will see it through the end. Unlike Monet, who takes her ball and goes home the second things don't go her way. Oh, she referenced Mercedes Moné walking out on WWE. Not the best promo from either woman. I'm sorry. I love both Moné. Of course I love Mercedes Moné. And I love Britt Baker. But holy shit, this sucked. Both of them were off their game. It was not a good promo whatsoever. Hopefully when Britt's back live and they give her a live microphone, it will be better. But you could tell it was so obvious her via satellite promo was taped, but it was presented as she was doing it live. It was bad. Main event was American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett. Again, the match was solid, but the optics of Jeff Jarrett main eventing Dynamite, your A show in 2024 is horrible. It's horrible. Raw main evented with 2 new stables, American made, Wyatt 6. SmackDown has Solo Sikoa in the main event, and I said it before, Solo might not be all that great, but at least it's someone new. At least it's someone new. Why is Jeff Jarrett in the fucking main event of your show? Bryan Danielson beats him. Swerve Stickland comes out afterwards because we gotta have him on the show. And basically tells Bryan that he is going to have a feather in his cap when he ends Bryan's career. And then Swerve challenged. Who did he challenge? Was it Wheeler Yuta? Yeah. He challenged Wheeler Yuta to a match next week. And I went, what? Claudio? Moxley? Wheeler, I guess Moxley's on vacation. Claudio apparently is getting a title shot against Kazuchika Okada. Alright. I guess Kenny Omega couldn't make the show, so Claudio's gonna be fighting Okada. So we'll fight Wheeler Yuta. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I sit here and I wonder what happened to AEW Dynamite. The Dynamite that I thought was back on track. And now I'm starting to think maybe it wasn't back on track to begin with. And some people will write this off and say, well, Tropical Storm Debbie threw things out of whack, which is not true because all the people who were supposed to be there were there tonight, except for Britt Baker, who was suspended. But she was still there via satellite. It wasn't a good show. It was not a good show. It's okay. Not all of them could be bangers. We don't have to kiss their ass because they're not WWE. Just say it wasn't a good show. And hope they'll do better these next 2 weeks. Because as of this Sunday, All In is 2 weeks away. I'm going to say it again. You cannot afford to give us lackluster episodes. This was one. Don't give us another one, please. These next 2 before All In need to be home runs. Please. And you know what, Tony Hayes? That's a great thing to end on. Tony said it best. When TNA has a better product, to be fair, TNA is working with NXT, so they have a bit of a boost. NXT and TNA are benefiting from each other, so it's kind of unfair. But still, when TNA is actually doing good business as well, because I did see that their recent pay-per-view had a lot of people in there. Dare I say they were close to the amount of people that AEW Dynamite had tonight. When TNA's catching up to you, that's not a good look. What's also not a good look is the story that AEW could, but most likely will, lose the Lucha Bros very soon. It was reported a couple of days ago that Pentagon and Cedro Miedo, or Penta and Cedro Miedo, and Rey Fenix are expected to leave AEW for WWE very soon. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to read you some news. I'm going to pull it up, and we're going to talk about it, because I don't know about y'all, but I see this as a major loss. Some of you probably don't. Some of you are just like, well, if they were that great, how come AEW Dynamite isn't doing bigger numbers? Because they're not booked properly. It shouldn't be that hard to come to that conclusion. When was the last time you saw Penta, and Rey Fenix together on the same show? But anyways, This comes from Wrestle Purists. According to multiple AEW sources, the Lucha Bros are expected to leave AEW when their contracts expire this year. Some sources speculated that they were heading to WWE. Some claimed it was a formality. They were originally planned for an AEW World Trios title match at Wembley. So they were going to fight the patriarchy. But plans have now changed. We got more details from Fightful Select. Now, this is scary. Because you hear that and you go, I mean, Tony increases their pay, gives one of them a push, they might be able to keep them. But this is actually not a good sign. Check this out. Fightful Select says, AEW has been trying to re-sign Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix for some time now. But the process kept getting delayed by Penta and Fenix. Over the last few weeks, it became evident to AEW that the duo wasn't looking to re-sign. Capped off by an ominous Conan tweet saying, "What goes around comes around too." There have been discussions in WWE internally about bringing in the Lucha Bros. Perhaps the most surprising element is that numerous sources close to the duo say that they've been pretty open in claiming that they've had talks with WWE already. How do you do that? That would be contract tampering, but okay. But they've been talking to WWE already, and there is a preliminary offer on the table similar to that of what AEW was already offering them. Okay. So, I have a lot to say about them losing the Lucha Bros, but we gotta talk about what I just read to you. How the hell is WWE able to even make them any kind of offer right now? Last I checked, and I just read it for you, they're still under contract with AEW. Now, their contracts will expire eventually. They're not going to be staying. But until their contracts expire, they shouldn't be negotiating with anybody. They shouldn't be. So that's interesting. Anyone else think that's kind of weird? Is that just me? No? Okay. Regardless, let me get to what we're really here for. Lucha Bros going to WWE. Do I think it's going to happen? Or do I think Tony Khan can find a way to make them stay? Unless Tony Khan is planning on giving them individual pushes, which is what Penta and Fenix want. Remember Lucha Underground? In Lucha Underground, both of them were featured as main event players. Individually. Yes, they worked as a tag team once or twice, but they were the faces of their divisions. Penta was a world champ on that show. I think Fenix was too. Don't remember, but I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. So, while they're great as a tag team, both of them have aspirations to be big single stars. I think maybe AEW can make a last-ditch effort to keep them if they promise both Penta and Fenix singles runs for a championship. If that's promised. Maybe they don't want to give it to him because Rey Fenix has been getting hurt a lot. He's been injury prone. I don't know. What about Pentagon, though? I've always thought Penta should have gotten a singles push. I don't know. But to me, unless they're going to give them championship runs, singles pushes, legit feuds, main events, more TV time, increased pay, I don't see another reason or another way to keep them. And again, we're in a very crucial period right now. Tony Khan can't afford to lose them. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm doing everything possible to keep them. What do you want? What do you want? You want a shot at the world title? Cool, we'll give it to you. You're in that All In, what is that All In gauntlet match? I forgot what it was called. Casino Battle Royale? Or is it a Casino Gauntlet? Casino Gauntlet, right? You're in that, Penta. You'll win that. You'll fight Swerve at All Out. Whatever. I don't know. Do something. But I can't have you leave. I need you here. If he was a real asshole, he would roll over their contracts for a year. But I'm sorry, like, Lucha Bros' value is way too high for AEW. Way too high. Again, these are originals. They came here on day one. Why would you let these guys go? Why are you hand-feeding them to WWE? Why would you do that? Especially during this time. Very crucial. TV rights negotiations. All ends in 2 weeks. The last thing you need is for these two to up and leave and go to your competition. WWE. These are two of your hottest acts. Two of your hottest Latino superstars. So, this is a hard loss, a hard L for Tony Khan and crew. That being said, there is that side of me that's actually kind of excited of the idea of Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix in WWE. Especially with Rey Mysterio there. You got Rey Mysterio there. You got Dragon Lee there. Man, these two would get over like $1 million. Especially Pentagon Jr. Pentagon was made for WWE. Oh, they're going to push him to the moon. They're going to get over massively in WWE. I promise you. They are going to do big time numbers for WWE. 100%. If they let them go. If they let them go. Again, do I see it happening? I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan will make a Hail Mary and they stay. But as it looks, if they're offering them a contract and they're saying, nah, we don't want to sign it, it's looking like the Lucha Bros are going to bounce. And I'm not going to be upset about it. Tony Khan should be. AEW should be. But the Lucha Bros and WWE sounds amazing. Now, I would suspect, since their English isn't all that great, they would start them off in NXT. Right? Which is great for me. Give me a reason to watch NXT. Give me one reason to watch NXT. I promise you, if you put Rey Fenix on NXT, I'm watching every episode he's on. But maybe this is a Jay Cargill situation. As popular as they are, I can see them getting shot right to the main roster. WWE is lacking tag teams right now. They might shoot them straight to the main roster. They got a translator. But it's crazy to me. Why is WWE taking all of AEW's talents, man? They're getting all their top talent. And what, AEW's getting WWE scraps? Listen, Ricochet, honestly, because I'm thinking about it, the last big name they got was Adam Copeland. That was a massive one. No, that's not true. Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné was the last big one they got. So after Mercedes Moné, Ricochet, maybe Bobby Lashley? Maybe. I'm not too sure. We'll see about that. There ain't a lot of talent AEW can pick up. And WWE's taking all of their originals. And keep this in mind. They want other ones too. You don't think they're not looking at Britt Baker right now? If Britt Baker slips up again, she might be gone. You don't think they're not looking at Ricky Starks right now? You know they want them Ricky Starks. I don't know how he let this happen. You have to be miserable. Super miserable to not want to stay in AEW at this point. It ain't the money. It ain't the schedule. It must be the booking. They're not happy with their booking. They want to be stars. And they don't think AEW is the place for them anymore. They're looking at WWE and going, that's where we want to be. So more than likely, yeah, they are going to go to WWE, and they're going to do just fine. Better than fine. They're going to do awesomely. But it sucks. It sucks, again, in the middle of their the most crucial time in their history. Building to All In and TV rights negotiations, they lose an OG tag team. Bro, man, I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy to me. It's crazy. But what do y'all think? How are we feeling about this? Because this is... I don't know what else I can say other than I'm going to support them no matter what they decide to do. WWE, AEW. But if I'm AEW and I'm losing the Lucha Bros, I am furious. And someone's head needs to roll. Alright, y'all. That's going to be it for this broadcast. We're going to go ahead and close things out with the live chat. My lovely people here in the live chat, what are y'all talking about? You now have the floor. We're going to hang out. See what y'all in here cooking. I appreciate y'all for being here. Once again, your boy is going on vacation this weekend, so I will not be here live on Monday for Monday Night Raw. And I apologize for that, because it looks like WWE is really cooking again following SummerSlam. But I will not be here. Let me see here. What y'all in here talking about? Is strange how Bang Bang versus House of Black is on Collision, but winners can't be choosers. Yeah, I would have put that on Dynamite. When was the last time the House of Black was on Dynamite? It's been a minute, right? I can't believe people were saying it was a good show. Kadeem Gomez says the show was good. My dude, what show were you watching? Because I did not see a good show. The 6 Horror Kingman says, bro, Ray Fenix, Pentagon Jr., and yeah, Motor City Machine Guns, MCMG, and WWE, man. That's crazy. Do I see Shelton Benjamin coming to AEW? Sure. I mean, I guess that would be... That would do something, I guess, but I'd be a little concerned about that. There was a point in time when AEW had the best tag team division in wrestling. What happened? I don't fucking know. You tell me. You tell me. How do you lose $10 billion? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. You'll never see me lose no $10 billion. You will never, ever see me somehow lose $10 billion. This might be AEW's downfall. We'll see. We will definitely see. It's a bad sign when you can see, excuse me. It's a bad sign when you can use the name of the brand's other show as an insult. Yeah, that ain't good. If Ray Fenix and Pentagon Jr. leave, I think it's over for Pac, or they push him. I mean, he was a Triple H guy. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Solo is crazy underestimated. That drama happening now is all thanks to him. Yeah, like I said before, like Solo might not be running with the football. He might not be running with it per se, but they gave him a shot. They gave him a shot. Alyx, this is ×2 duel. What do you think should happen after the Lucha Bros leave? You've seen LU, you know. Both are good single stars too. Yeah, I mean, Lucha Underground, they were their top 2 performers. So, we'll see, man. We'll definitely see what they do. But it's looking like they're going to WWE. Vince is gone, but Shane is all in. Shane, look here. I talked about it before. I don't know what the hell Shane's going to do. He might be exactly what they need. He might not. What do they got to lose? What have they got to lose? Because they're not in good shape right now. Good morning. Oh, Road Punk is watching me in the morning. Good morning, sir. Joseph Winters, I already watched it. I could watch the challenge. Think it was on tonight. The challenge? What's that? What challenge? Yeah, people were reminding me that it's not the North American title. It's just the American title. Sure. Alright. Mike Pringo said, "Get your scapegoat burrito at Taco Bell." I need to stop. Tony A says, "I was hungry for Taco Bell and then I watched that Chris Jericho shit and lost my appetite." Y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that. Jermaine the Monster. Hook needs to focus on the TNT title instead of this not legit title. Man, Hook needs to be pushed. They need to shit or get out the pot with him. That's another one that probably needs to go to WWE. The booking is horrible on this show. It is. It's terrible, man. Robin Suck says Ricky Starks versus LNF for the US title. Fuck yeah! Hell yeah! I thought Pac had an international championship title shot for All In. Me too. Apparently he doesn't. Maybe he'll be fighting Will Ospreay at Grand Slam or something. Or All Out. Alyx, have you seen Batman the Cape Crusader? I have. I've watched all episodes. It was good. It was good. I don't really have an issue with them gender swapping Penguin. I noticed that was an issue. Or race swapping Barbara Gordon and, Commissioner Gordon. Don't give a damn. Or race swapping Harley Quinn. I enjoyed it for what it was. I know others didn't, but sue me. MTV Real World Challenge. What's that? What's the Real World Challenge? What is that? Yeah, y'all, I don't know what else to say other than I hope AEW gets it together. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. All right. So the next time you'll see me is Friday. Friday night SmackDown. Now, I will not be able to stay up here long because the very next day I have to catch a flight. I'll be going out of town. So you guys will have to, unfortunately, deal with me for a little bit. But other than that, thank you all so much for joining me. I will be back here, hopefully next Wednesday for Dynamite. Man, look here. Again, they better be coming with it. You got 2 more weeks. No more of these stupid ass episodes, please. As you file out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. See you next time for more here in Alyx's World. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Take care of yourselves. See you next time. Peace.